the final set of trig functions we're going to look at, okay, and we have all different types of problems thrown in, okay. You need to be able to mix and match what we need to do with all these problems. Use the appropriate identities, use the appropriate problems, substitutions, which can become taxing, okay. Be very careful, and you'll have them all good. But see what you got and go from there and see what you can do to make sure they're the same. All right. So first things first, let's take a look at sine of 2x minus sine of x equals 0 from 0 to 360. Okay, we're going to go to the nearest degree for all these problems. And let's just say, all right, first things people like to do. Oh, there's a sine of 2x and a sine of x. I'll just take in that sine of x out. Can't do it. Just like the identity unit before, sine of 2x has one change. Okay, if we bring up our reference tables, sine of 2x, or sine of 2a, is right here. Okay, it's 2 sine of a cosine of a. We have to make that switch. There are no choices. Just like in the identity unit before, you have no choice. Sine of 2a has to become 2 sine of a cosine of a. So right away, you have to sub that one right back out. All right? So we're going to make sine of 2x into 2 sine of x cosine of x. Now, it may not seem like much of a switch, but we can still work with this. Right? Because look, well, don't have a quadratic. That's okay. But you can see, look what's common in both of these. They both share sine. So I can factor that out. I have sine of x. Factored out, I have 2 cosine of x minus 1 equals 0. A problem that I think we probably solved before, but let's do it again just to make sure. Set each term equal to 0, so sine of x equals 0, and 2 cosine of x minus 1 equals 0. Add 1 to both sides. I get cosine of x equals 1, which is 2, so I'm going to divide by 2. Alright, so I get cosine of x equals a half. Alright, back to our usual. Let's see what we can think of. Alright, sine of 0. If we haven't figured it out by now, we should know sine of 0. Remember, sine starts at 0, 180, and 360. Alright, I've seen that one a bunch. Right. When does cosine equal a half? Alright, well, I do know this one. I could obviously, for those who forget, I'll do arc cosine of a half on the calculator. And as long as I'm in degree mode, it'll shoot out my reference angle, which is 60. But we should have known that, but people forget. And since cosine is positive, we are in Q1 and Q2. So Q1 is given to us at 60 degrees. Q2, alrighty, we use our reference angle, is 180 minus 60, which is 120. Right? We list all our solutions down. We're going to get x equals, we have 5 solutions, 0, 60, 120, 180, and 360. All right. Some people think they alternate between them all, but they don't, as you can see here. There's the ones from the right side, here's the ones from the left side. So they don't always alternate. So be careful there. All right. And we have our solution. We could check it if we wanted to. Just try 0. 2 times 0 is 0. Sine of 0 is 0. Sine of 0 is 0. 0 minus 0 equals 0. All right. If we get a little more complicated, we can do 60. Alrighty. 60 times 2 is 120. Alright, sine of 120 is going to be, sine of 120 is the same as the sine of 60, which is 2 radical, 2 radical, I'm trying to do this one, there. 2 times, sorry, it's it's the sine of 120, which is the sine of 60, okay? And the sine of 60 is radical 3 over 2. Well, minus the sine of 60, which is radical 3 over 2, which is 0, as you can see. So sometimes it takes a little bit more careful to check it, but it does check out. And we're done with that problem.